Hey, it's Michael, and I'm back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about group term life insurance versus individual life insurance and exactly what the difference is. And we're going to do that right now. Okay, so we're going to talk about the difference between group term life insurance and individual life insurance. And the reason I wanted to do a video on this is because I do get asked from time to time, it's a pretty common question. Hey, I got life insurance at work. Why do I need to buy an individual policy? And it's a fair question. It's one that even I asked years ago when I was first approached about getting life insurance on my own through an agent. And so a lot of people rely on the group term life insurance. And there's some things about group term life insurance that you might want to know that might help you make sense of why you might want to own your own individual life insurance in addition to what you can get through your employer. So the first thing is that group term life insurance, it's actually an agreement between your employer and the insurance company. It's not an agreement between you and the insurance company. And so unless you're involved in the decision-making process at your employer, you don't have any input on what happens to the group term life insurance that's offered to you from year to year at your employer. And what that means is that at any time, your employer could say, hey, we're not going to offer group term life insurance anymore. And as far-fetched as it sounds, I've actually had that happen in a couple groups, and the employees that kind of relied on that group term life insurance, they didn't really know what to do. Hey, I don't have it anymore. What do I do? So, it could just be taken away at any time. It's not a given that they have to provide it. Now, most employers do provide something, basic and allow you to buy some extra on top of that, but they can always take it away. Now, the other thing is that every year, the plan could be different. It could actually change insurance carriers. And, I've actually heard of instances where employees bought more than what was originally guaranteed, and they actually went through and qualified with the insurance company for a higher amount, only to find out later after they had changed insurance carriers that even though the amount was probably grandfathered in, there was a mistake made and it didn't actually carry over. And so the employees thought they had more coverage than they did because they'd originally applied for that amount a while back, but the insurance company didn't carry it over. And so, it was some sort of mistake, and they ended up with less life insurance than what they thought. And so from year to year, the insurance company can change. Something like that could happen. The rates could increase. There's many different things that could change about a group term life insurance plan down the road. Now, the other thing about group term life insurance is that it's usually issued, on the supplemental side through age bands that increase in 5-year increments. So as you attain older ages, the life insurance rates are going to increase. So over time, it'll eventually potentially price you out of it if you've been there for your employer, once you're older and you're in older ages, then that's a situation where, you may get priced out of it because you just can't afford it anymore or just can't justify the price. Now, the other thing about group term life insurance is it does have an age reduction schedule in it. So if you do work for your employer long enough, those amounts that you're used to getting could decrease. And they could decrease for your family members too, depending on how the plan is set up. And a lot of times people don't realize that down the road, those amounts can go down even if you're still working. Now, the main thing about group term life insurance is that people kind of rely on that life insurance to be there forever because they're used to having it for so long. And what happens is that there is a day when your group term life insurance is going to expire. It's not a lifetime contract. And that could happen once you leave employment. It could just be done. It could be, maybe you could keep it for a little while after you leave. But, there's still a day is going to come. And insurance companies aren't stupid. They kind of know how long everybody's going to live statistically, and most of us outlive that group term life insurance. And then if we've relied on it our entire life, we just don't have anything anymore. And we have to maybe look at getting life insurance then, and sometimes it's expensive or we have health problems that prevent us from getting it. And I guess the final thing I want to say about group term life insurance is that, if you wanted to convert it, it's going to be, more expensive probably than if you bought life insurance on your own and you were healthy. And that's because when people convert group term life insurance, the main reason they do is because they can't get life insurance anyplace else. And the insurance companies make it much more expensive, number one, because you're older, and number two, because they just assume you're going to have some medical problems. They just price it higher. So, most of the time people don't convert those group term life insurance plans because it just doesn't make financial sense to do that. So those are some differences between group term life insurance and individual life insurance. And nothing beats owning your own insurance because you know what's going to happen to it. And whether that's term life insurance that's maybe guaranteed for a certain number of years, or whole life insurance, or a variation of whole life insurance like universal life, that what you're potentially going to have for your entire life, that you control and that you own, and that can make you portable from company to company without having to worry about, is the group term life insurance could be the same as what I used to have. So I hope that helps you understand the differences between group term life insurance and individual life insurance. If you got any questions, put them in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you like my videos to kind of keep track of my channel. And if you like the video, hit that like button. All right. So I'm Michael, and I'll see you in the next video.